GM makes Buick, GM makes Jimmy's, and that type of stuff. They're a standalone company. They just make the product, and we sell it on our own. Michael Jordan, at Jordan Brand, is a standalone company that is a subsidiary of Nike. They make his shoes, and that's it. With that being said, that means Zion Williamson said, Michael Jordan, I'm part of Michael Jordan's clan. Nobody's talking about that. You know how everybody always holler, we don't support enough. You need to, and I ain't buying them $300 shoes. I'm too old. I can't do that. But the people who will go out there and buy them $300 shoes, make sure you get some Zion Williamsons. And on that note, a lot of people don't like Michael Jordan. He ain't this and he ain't that, but you know what he is? Brown. He got melanin. He got an over a dose of melanin, which means he black as the back of your neck. And if you don't support your local team, maybe we all need to cash mob and buy ourselves a Charlotte Hornets t-shirt. Because if we buy Bulls and Knicks and Lakers and Phoenix Suns and these hats, we need to be trying to get some Charlotte Hornets stuff, because at the end of the day, that's the only brother that owns a basketball team. And if we cash mob him, we're really doing a favor to our community. Yeah, Michael Jordan has a checkered past. He straddles the fence, but you know what? It will show the people who are watching that we support our own, and hopefully it'll show him that he has the community behind him. Michael Jordan has done some things, some philanthropic things. I'm not gonna count him out just yet. And at the end of the day, he's only done two sucker things: when he gave the police the money a couple years ago, and then when he said Republicans buy sneakers. That's the only two sucker things he ever did. Pretty high. He high on the sucker shit scale, but we've forgiven way worse and more egregious potential coons. So we could rock with Mike and hope we inspire him to do something different. Speaking of guys who speak up and say what they have to say, shout out to the homie Kenny Stills, who letting the world know it's on me. What I mean by that, Kenny Stills is a football player for the Miami Dolphins. He is one of the people who's still kneeling during the national anthem, the United States anthem. And he's standing up for his community at all costs. Dave Chappelle made a suggestion a couple of years ago, people, and I think maybe we need to revisit that, man. Dave Chappelle made the statement that maybe, just maybe, we should, as a community, get a fund together. And whatever these dudes are like, do a GoFundMe for these brothers. And whatever they sacrifice by standing up for us, they can get it. Because Kenny Stills could simply fold like a lot of other guys have folded. And because he's risking his career, the second he ain't running a 4-4, or the second he get cooked, or the second he dropped too many passes, Kenny Stills is going to be unemployed in regards to football for the rest of his life. You know, a lot of people, see, this is why when you hear someone say something positive, you need to pay attention, because what Kenny Stills and what our brother Colin Kaepernick and the brother from the Carolina Panthers have done, they fished out the hiding racism. And what I mean by hiding racism is this: I was watching that show with Shannon Sharp and the suspected white supremacist Skip Bayless on it, and they were talking about Kenny Stills. And Skip Bayless has said this on more than one occasion, and nobody in mainstream media has called him out for it. But HRap gonna call him out. The first time he said it, he literally said this on television. I put it up on my Instagram. I put it up on my YouTube page, The End of the Bench, and I'm gonna put it out here right now. Skip Bayless said, well, if they don't like it, they need to go get their own league. That's a quote from Skip Bayless. If you go somewhere else, just leave, go away. And then he realized, he stopped, and then he said, well, it's free employment. You don't have to be employed there. Exactly. And then he said it again this week. See, this is when you let people who are truly comfortable in their supremacy speak, they'll continue to let these tidbits slip out of their mouths. And Skip Bayless literally told Shannon Sharp this the other day. He said, yeah, It's free enterprise, right? Why don't he just actually be cut and see who picks him up then? So basically, Skip, he shouldn't be, because then he gonna frame it in this. And see, I keep telling people, Skip Bayless is a writer. That means he has creative ways to use words to entice people and frame it so when you question him on his intent, he can say, I didn't say that. That's why I said last on Tuesday show, we need to learn how to frame as a community. We need to learn how to frame what we say and speak in veiled and ambiguous terms that the people who we're speaking directly to get, and the people who are listening, people who are listening will get it, and people who hear it'll go over their head. It's a difference in listening and hearing. God made it so most of us can hear. You choose to listen. And back to Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless said that the brother should just see if someone else picks him up. Because Kenny still stood up and said again, Stephen Ross, you hanging out with Donald Trump and you hanging out with this dude who's allegedly, who's we believe to be a suspected he's a suspected white supremacist, and he's your friend. Why is that? How these two things, you fighting for equality, but you hanging out with a suspected white supremacist. And every doofus on TV is saying, oh, well, he's been his friend for 40 years and he's supposed to stop being his friend. Hell yeah, because when HRap signs with ESPN, if I'm hanging out with Louis Farrakhan, y'all gonna ask me, why you hanging with him? You know, the same reason Barack Hussein Obama had to denounce my brother here in Chicago, the great Reverend Dr. Jeremiah Wright, for saying what he said. He had to remove himself from that situation. See, these chumps on TV won't bring that up, but I ain't on TV yet. And all these dudes who y'all be championing as the cool guy, why ain't they saying it? See, they better not. I would only get one shot at that Skip Bayless show, because I will hold up a mirror and squeeze a lemon in his eye, because he on bullshit, man. See, go somewhere else. Dog whistle fuck. Get your black ass out of here. Be glad with what you get. Don't speak up against Massa, because Skip Bayless at the end of the day is an overseer, in my opinion. See, he pretends, he always, and if you disagree with me, all I ask you to do is Monday morning start watching the show. And anytime he's finna bury you on a racial or geopolitical or social stance, what he does, he takes the time out of his day to do this. He says, I really liked your number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern. He's a great guy. I really respect the number one Chief Rocker Jersey Vern. But he ain't shit. Ho, how he ain't shit? Chief a cool motherfucker. And they keep letting them do that. I respect Kenny Stills. I respect the stance that he's taking. But won't he quit his job and then see if somebody else will hire him? You know ain't nobody gonna hire him, Skip. You know that. We saw that with Colin Kaepernick. But if I can't hang out with Farrakhan if I'm running for president, if I can't hang out with Jeremiah Wright if I'm running for president, you can't hang out with a suspected white supremacist if you are fighting for social equality. Because this dude clearly wants no part of that. Anytime you say it was some good people at a Klan rally, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. And if I find out one of my homeboys is a pedophile, we ain't homies no more. If I find out one of my homeboys is a racist, rapist, we ain't homies no more. I'm sorry. If you are diametrically opposed to everything I stand up for, I can't hang with you. What are we going to talk about when we hang out? Checkers? Oh, yeah. I think it needs to be more red checkers on the board than black. No, we can't hang out if everything that I'm pro, you're con. What are we doing? Now, we can disagree on a lot of things, but our fundamental mind states must be evenly yoked. Otherwise, we can't be friends, because friends, you have things in common with your friends. Now, people want to give Robert Kraft a pass, but we see that maybe Robert Kraft is just fronting to endear himself to the good po folk. Because, I mean, hey man, I'm not at the mall with $1 billion buying Coach. And I don't care who you are. You can play like you don't understand what's going on, but I don't know. I mean, I ain't never had no coochie attached to my body. But I'm sure if I had one, I would not be trying to sell it for $40 to an 80-year-old man, a 65, 70-year-old man. Not for $40 at least. You know, I'm just saying. So this will lead me to believe that if you are a young girl being prostituted, somebody's forcing you to do it. I got a cousin in jail for 50 years since 1982 for white slavery. If you don't know what white slavery is, that is called pimping in the hood. But it's with white girls. No, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding even 1%. He in the penitentiary in Folsom, California right now for pimping white girls. They called it white slavery. You don't believe me? Go to Swear in the Morning. Some dude named Lucci, I don't know, he almost got jammed up in Texas for the same rule. But Robert Kraft is finna walk for participating in Asian slavery. But he gonna walk because they've done away with the video, they've done away with everything, and he's gonna get a ticket and a slap on the wrist, and then it's gonna be over. So that's why you can hang out with Donald Trump. Oh man, Donald Trump called me every day for a year when my wife died. That's cool, but you know what? There's some people in this world that, hey, they don't think like HRap. They don't breathe like HRap. We not A-alites, so we can't be alike because we don't see alike. That's just the bottom line, man. So we can pretend that we don't understand what's going on, but we know damn well what's going on. We know damn well what's going on. Jeffrey Epstein commits suicide. Please, I'm talking about this on my Wednesday show with me and the number one chief rocker, Jersey Byrne, here on the bill for this network. Jeffrey Epstein is a suspected pedophile who's on suicide watch and killed himself. Obviously, suicide watch means something totally different from what we are led to believe. It must mean we're going to watch you as you kill yourself. Because how the hell you on suicide watch with nothing viable to kill yourself and you end up dead? Help me understand with that. Jeffrey Epstein and the people who trying to feed that bullshit to me.
Sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
With that being said, it is the top of the hour. It is Wednesday. It is Saturday on Built for This Network. It's time for the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court consists of 9 entities that I rank in accordance to how I feel. If you have any differences, if you want to participate in the show, 773-797-2409, it's a number you can call. Holler at your boy. I welcome all calls. I welcome all retorts, but I'm still ultimately right. I've rarely changed my mind. Every once in a while I will. This week it will be the greatest teams that never made it. The greatest teams that never made it to the promised land. Number 9 in the Supreme Court this week is a team from the 80s. They went to 2 Super Bowls. They had 2 different quarterbacks. They had a whole lot of talent. Even to this day, they have a lot of talent. At the time, one of the Green Bay Packers, I can't think his name, was the coach. He had one of these Greenlee's names. I can't think of his name. I'm old, so don't worry about that. And the second coach was Sam Weiss and Boomer Esiason. I got my man Big Illinois in the building. Much love to my brother. Forrest Gregg is a coach in 1981 when he went to the Super Bowl with the great Kenny Anderson and Chris Collinsworth. The second Super Bowl they went to was with my man Sam Weiss. This is the Bengals. They had Albert Icky Woods, big time Icky Shuffle guy. They had James Multifaceted Brooks. They had a bunch of big time receivers, running game, Tim Cromwell on defense. This was a very talented team over a 6-year period. They went to 2 Super Bowls, but they never could get over. They got beat by the 49ers twice. Give it up to the 80s Bengals in the building. This is another team from the 70s. The 70s was filled with talented teams. The Oakland Raiders, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins, my man RC's Minnesota Vikings. It was a whole lot of competition back then. It was parody of football at all times. You got to give it up to this team. They continue to lose to arguably the great. There wasn't no argue. The team of the 70s winning 4 Super Bowls. Nah, you're wrong on this one, Victor. This team had one of the greatest running backs in the history of the world, Dan Pastorini, my man, Bum Bright. This is a team that no longer exists, but they've moved to Tennessee. They are the Houston Oilers. They are led